Clapton's Before You Accuse Me focuses around a shuffle blues rhythm. It'll sound something like this. Now, 12-bar blues is a very, very common blues pattern, so I'm going to explain that in this video. But first, let's start off with the chords we're going to need to play along to this song. So this song is in E major blues, so we're going to be using 3 chords, and those chords are going to be E major, A major, and B7. Now, a lot of these chords, we're only going to be playing a couple of the strings, but the B7 chord is a pretty important one. And I want you to know that there's an easier way to play this. If you can't do it with the pinky, you'll notice that this top part of the chord kind of looks like a backward D7. So if you're coming from an E major chord, all you have to do is lower your 3rd finger down 1 string and lift your 1st finger up 1 string. And you can just strum the top 3 or 4 strings. Okay, and that will be kind of like a mini B7 chord that's slightly easier to play for you guys. Now let's talk about the shuffle rhythm, because this is so important to this song. So most people are used to straight rhythms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Well, a shuffle has more of a swing to it. It's because it's based around a triplet. Now, a triplet, we count 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. And what we're doing in this song is we're just cutting out the middle ands. It's a very, very typical blues shuffle. Okay, it's one of the many kind of patterns that I teach in my blues guitar course. And if you guys are interested in that, I'll put a link in the description below. But we're going to be starting off with an E chord, okay? And let's just focus on getting the timing of this rhythm. The best way to do this is first speak it out, okay? We're going to start with 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Okay, if you guys can do that with me, if you can speak something out or even sing it out, it's much easier to put it onto the guitar. Okay, so now that we've done that a couple times, let's put it on the guitar with that E chord. So we've got 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a. Last time, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1. Now I can see I'm doing all down strums for this, okay, and that's what we're going to be using in this song, all down strums. So now that we have the foundation of the rhythm down, I want to add in the movements, okay? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing over this E chord, we're going to be playing the open E string, and we're going to be playing notes on this A string. The notes are going to be the 2nd fret, the 4th fret, the 5th fret, and then back to the 4th fret. All right, we're going to play each note twice. So it's going to sound like this. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, okay? Now, if you have the stretch, I would recommend keeping these fingers down. Now, if you do not have the stretch, you can lift the fingers up. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you can see I'm lifting the fingers up as I move. Okay, some of you haven't worked on your finger dexterity enough to keep them down or your finger stretch, and that's totally fine. And for my older learners, I get a lot of students, they have arthritis in their fingers, so sometimes they can't use their 3rd finger or their pinky that well. The other option, it adds in a little extra movement, but the other option is to play your 1st finger, put your 3rd finger down, slide the 3rd finger up to the 5th fret, and then slide it back to the 4th fret. So it'll sound like this. Still works. You can just see it adds a little bit more movement on the fretboard, but again, if you're an older learner and you have arthritis, find whatever works best for you and do that. So now let's talk about our A chord. We're doing the same exact thing. Okay, we're just moving everything down a string, so that we're going to be playing the open A string, and then the 2nd fret on the D string, 4th fret on the D string, and then 5th fret on the D string. So it's going to sound like this. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. okay? So same thing, let's just practice going between those two chords. We'll do 2 measures of E, 2 measures of A, 2 measures of E, 2 measures of A, just so you can practice this rhythm. It's very important to practice this. All right, so we got 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. So that's what we're going to be doing for the first 8 measures of the song. So you heard me mention before, this is a 12-bar blues. So we're basically playing 12 measures of music. We're counting to 4 12 times. And the pattern for this song, once you go through it once, it just repeats. So the pattern is, it's going to be E, A, E, E, A, A, E, E. And then a lot of different changes happen in these last 4 measures. We have a B7 chord, then we have an A chord, an E chord, and another B7. So this is where our B7 comes in. And for this, I would recommend just strumming shuffle pattern all downs. Okay, we're going to do that for the B7. A, the same thing. Okay, and for this E, you can either stay shuffle pattern, but what I like to do on this is I like to go back to the notes. And then, so I like to shuffle and just strum all of the chords except for that E chord. I like doing the single notes, because this B7 is what we call like the turnaround. It's the point where we're turning around and going back to the beginning of the pattern. So I like that little lead in up to that B7 chord. Now you could easily just strum for this entire song. You could easily just go, before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Okay? Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Okay, you could do that for the entire song, but what I'm going to do is a play through now. I'm going to do a chorus where I play through with the movement, okay, that blues pattern, and I'm going to play through the verse with just some strumming so that you can hear what it sounds like both ways. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Been spending my money on other women, and you've been taking money from someone else. Call your mama about 3 or 4 nights ago. Called your mama 3 or 4 nights ago. Well, your mama said, son, don't you call my daughter no more. Now, if you guys really loved this movable blues pattern, then I highly recommend you go check out my Mustang Sally lesson right over there, where we will be doing something very similar, and I'll go through it step by step. Go click on that lesson.